Havana Cigar Club, located in Warwick, Rhode Island, is a great place to enjoy a drink and a cigar. Stogie Geeks listeners can find a $5 off coupon on our website by clicking the HCC logo.
Welcome to Stogie Geeks episode 295. If you're just tuning in, you're late. We had an interview with Raul Flowers from CLE Cigars, and he updated us on some events and some event changes and some new sticks. If you want the show notes, you go to stogiegeeks.com/295. As this is episode 295 of Stogie Geeks, I'm going to let you know what I've been smoking. I have been on a huge Oscuro kick the latter part of last week and this week. Most of my sticks are not Oscuros, but there are some that are in there and some that are coming up. Giving you a quick update, my Falto journal is coming out very nicely. The Louis Falto, so I can keep track of the cigars. Finally, that is my New Year's resolution for 2019, because if you don't follow Falto cigars, they are available next door over at the Havana Club, but they do each blend, and each is a different blend in size. So I've shoveled through some, and then what happens is I forget which ones I liked and why, or which ones I preferred better and why. So 2019, I'm going through the whole profile with full reviews, and I will post them up on stogiegeeks.com. I will post the sticks that I mentioned today on stogiegeeks.com. All you have to do is go to that website, click on Stogies, and away you go. And there you go. Any comments, emails for the show, joeh@stogiegeeks.com. I did get an email from Marty, and Marty said to me, hold on. Marty said, Joe, can you do a segment on the show where you share Bloody Mary recipes? I love the drink. I'd love to see how you pair them with other cigars. Well, I usually pair almost everything with the Bloody Mary, as I'm sitting here with my Bloody Mary and my cigar, for sure. But yes, Marty, that is coming soon. I will put together a Bloody Mary sort of thing. Maybe I might do that for episode 300. I don't know. I have to speak to the powers to be as to what we plan for episode 300, but that is only 5 episodes away. There. So getting right to sticks of the week. I had the Pinar del Rio Oscuro. It's a Toro. It's 6x52. The wrapper is a Brazilian Oscuro. Your binder is a Dominican Criollo 98. Your filler is Nicaraguan and Dominican. It's available in a Gordo, a Lancero, a Robusto, a Toro, and a Torpedo. I had it in the Toro size, and I had it in the Robusto size. Basically, starts off, you have a very dark Brazilian Oscuro wrapper. It's blended with Dominican and Nicaraguan long fillers, so you should know difference between long fillers and short fillers and how that cigar is constructed. If you don't, I can explain that for you. You can email joeh@stogiegeeks.com. It is a medium-bodied, and it's loaded with flavor. I got some coffee, cocoa, pepper, definitely pepper in the retrohale, and some sweetness. I gave it a box split. And if you search for these cigars, you'll be extremely amazed at the price point on them, for sure. Don't let the price point scare you. I think that they are a little bit underrated, and they probably could be priced more, but hey, check them out. That was the Pinar del Rio Oscuro. Another one I had was the Ortega Serie D Exclusivo. This is a Toro. The size is a number 10, which represents that it's a 6x52. Your wrapper is an Ecuadorian Habano Rosado. Your binder and filler are Nicaraguan. It's available in a bunch of different sizes. I will have them listed on Stogie Geeks website, so you can check that out. You get some citrus notes. You get some pepper. That really kind of takes you throughout most of the stick, for sure. When you get down to the last third of the stick, I started to get a little bit of caramel notes in the background. Some of that sweetness that you get from the Nicaraguan component there. From there, a little bit of wood, and then it goes back to the original pepper. However, if you want to pick up the pepper towards the end, you definitely have to smoke this stick slowly. The stick is well balanced. It'll take you right down to the nub. It's an oldie, so you might have to do a little bit of searching for this stick. They are available. If you threw that into your Google, you'll be able to find them. Price point there is amazing as well. Don't let that fool you. I would give it a box split. If you find it in a retail shop, most likely you would probably only be able to get a $5, just because if you found it in a retail shop, they would have some age on them for sure. I came across this stick again, and the next two sticks I want to review, the point I want to make is when I originally reviewed them, it was of my earlier tenure here on Stogie Geeks, especially the fourth and final stick, but it was the EP Carrillo Seleccion Oscuro. I had the Especial number 6. Again, that's a 6.5 by 52. It's a Mexican San Andreas Oscuro. Your binder is from Ecuador. Your filler is Nicaraguan. It's available in a Robusto Small Churchill Especial number 6 and 2 other sizes as well. I will list them on the Stogie Geeks website. I only had this in the number 6 format, which that size, I'm losing here. That size is a 6 by 52. The Robusto, I was able to get my hands on a half a box of the Robustos of the EP Carrillo Seleccion Oscuro, and I got Robustos, and I think taste a lot better in the Robusto. Now, when I originally to describe this on Stogie Geeks, it was mid-2017. You can go there, go to stogiegeeks.com, click on Stogies. You click on my name, Joe Hozempa. It'll list all of the sticks that I've ever posted throughout my tenure here since 2017, and you're there. But what I said was that it starts off with a mix of cocoa and earth, totally the same, and then a mix of notes of cedar and spice. But you need to retrohale to get the notes of cedar, spice, and some pepper mixed in. That was my original description of the cigar, where I kind of emphasized that you needed to retrohale for that. It's amazing how if you cat eye it or do a V cut as opposed to the bullet, from what I did then, you don't really need to kind of focus so much on that retrohale. You do get that Oscuro sweetness, and you do get that kind of cocoa and earth flavor there. So that description is about the same, but I definitely want to boost my rating up from my original rating. The original rating was a $5, and since I already bought a box or a half a box of the Robusto size, I'm bumping up my rating for that EP Carrillo Seleccion Oscuro up to a box split. So you can check them out. And then, since I've already reviewed that, I went back and found my very first Stogie Geeks post from when I started, January 2nd of 2017. And then I started posting a couple weeks after that. And my very first one was the Paul Gamarian 25th anniversary. But that was gifted to me by Paul here on Stogie Geeks, and I gave my rating for that. But my very first, got my own cigar, my own, etc., was the Padron Damaso number 12. The wrapper is an Ecuadorian with Connecticut seed. Your binder and filler is Nicaraguan. It's a milder version of the Padron brand. Boy, was I green, right? It's a much milder version than regular Padrones that I was used to. The Nicaraguan cigar with Connecticut. It's a Nicaraguan cigar with a Connecticut seed wrapper. They went with a round shape as to the traditional pressed cigar that we normally see from the Padron brand. The cigar was first met, and it tended to run a little bit too mild for me at the time. And if it was a little bit stronger, I would have enjoyed it. Now, going back, right? And the funny thing is, I can't believe it's like I really rated this, right? At the time, I believe on the website it was January 18th of 2017. At the time, I rated it a try one. And my only thing is, man, I was way off on that one, right? Because I had this stick. I came across the stick again, and I'm like, all right, because now I'm getting to the point, right? I'm starting my third calendar year here on Stogie Geeks, and it's like, did I review this? Did I review that? So I'm going back, and I was like, wow, I did review this. I'm bumping it up from my original try one, and I apologize for that, right? But that was then, and this is now. So I gave that a $5 or a box split as well. It's definitely awesome sweet stick. You get that Nicaraguan component. Sure, it is milder than some of the other Padrones, but I'm starting to get rekindled with that Padron Damaso number 12 as well. So there you go. I think over the next couple weeks, I'm going to take some of my original blends and my original postings and see if the ratings has changed over the next couple of weeks, and we will kind of mess around with that. Also, next week or the week after, depending on show schedule, we've actually compiled a list of some of the American cigar factories that are still around there, and we're going to review some of them, and I'm going to do a little bit more notes on that and try to get some of the blends of even some cigar factories here in the United States that I did not even know existed. What has kind of got me on that kick is we have a sponsor for the show, J.C. Newman Cigars, and it's kind of interesting where personally I'm being rekindled with what their offerings are. It's amazing. I spent the last better half of 2 years chasing what's new, what's the latest and greatest, and all of that stuff. And meanwhile, you have these cigar factories here that are still in existence. Some of their business models are being challenged with some of the legislation that's out there that we talk about. And so I'm kind of rekindling myself with a little bit of classic facings, and that seems to be the path that I'm going down. A little bit of an exploratory phase when it comes to my sticks of the week. So thank you, J.C. Newman, for not only sponsoring the show, but for bringing that type of business methodology to my attention. I'm looking forward to rekindling myself with some classic facings, and judging by the list, I'm looking forward to going back and finding some new cigars that have already been there that I never even knew existed. And I will share that list with you. If you want me to pre-share that list with you, if you want to do your own research, all you got to do is flash me an email at joeh@stogiegeeks.com. Thank you very much for listening. We'll see you next week.